Mount St Helens was a catastrophe which took everyone by surprise. But when it blew, it was pretty obvious there had been a major eruption. Our next volcano is far more insidious because when it struck, nobody was really quite sure what had happened. Lake Nyos, Cameroon, West Africa. A beautiful lake that is a source of fresh water and fish for the people that live on its shores. The lake fills a crater formed by a volcanic eruption around 400 years ago. But this volcano's days of wreaking havoc were far from over. On the evening of August the 21st, 1986, a terrible tragedy struck.
Hundreds of people have died in a natural disaster in the West African state of Cameroon.
At least 1,200 people dead.
I went down to Nyos. There was no people. Everybody was dead.
Entire villages and the livestock had been wiped out. The people had fallen dead while cooking or sleeping, leaving just a few survivors. There was no sign of a struggle. The deaths were a mystery.
Just sitting among the dead people. Inside the house, some of them were outside, some of them behind the houses. Animals everywhere, lying, fowls, dogs, cows, everything. So I was confused by then. All the family, we were 56, but 53 died.
I went outside and saw all my cows lying on the ground. I went back inside and saw my wife and daughter had fallen and were lying near a drum of water.
Eyewitness reports suggested that the people and their animals around the lake had been suffocated by gas.
The thing was white like cloth. It didn't go up in the air. It mostly went down near the ground.
But if it was a gas, what was it? And where could it have come from? After studying the lake, scientists discovered large amounts of carbon dioxide dissolved in the water. It had made its way up from deep within the earth through the fissures and cracks underneath the old volcano. Where once lava was ejected, now there was just gas. Over the years, huge quantities of carbon dioxide had collected deep in the bottom of the lake. Until August 1986. From studying film taken straight after the disaster, scientists saw there had been a huge landslide. The landslide unleashed hundreds of tons of rocks into the lake. They rolled down into the water where the carbon dioxide was dissolved. The disturbed gas then bubbled up. Water droplets formed on its surface, turning it white. Once the crater was full, a dense cloud of carbon dioxide, heavier than the surrounding air, poured over the lip of the crater and raced down towards the village. It was 9 o'clock in the evening. The inhabitants of Nyos had gone to bed for the last time. The gas crept over those sleeping in their beds. In this concentration, the odourless cloud was deadly. It suffocated the people while they slept. There would be no time to scream or cry out. In Nyos, all but 6 died. The cloud of gas then travelled on to neighbouring villages. For 1,800, death was now inevitable. The mystery of Lake Nyos had been solved. And now, a simple pipe can safely release the gas from the bottom. The lake has vented gas again, but now the Cameroonian scientists are in control. But Nyos' invisible weapon is not its only secret. Understanding this lake is key to understanding how, without volcanoes, our Earth would be a very different place.
All volcanoes emit huge quantities of gas. The steam you see rising from the ground here has come from deep within the Earth. In fact, all the gas that first formed our early atmosphere nearly 4 billion years ago came from inside the planet and escaped via volcanoes. It's an extraordinary thought that without volcanoes emitting gases, we wouldn't have an atmosphere. And without an atmosphere, we wouldn't have life.